My name is Alan Melamed. I'm a Distinguished Medical Fellow and Senior Director for Regulatory Oncology.
I'm Ann White, Vice President for Portfolio Management.
My name is Jeff Phil. I'm a Director of the Clinical Diagnostics Laboratory.
I'm Samantha Melamed, and I'm a Global Product Team Leader.
From the beginning, when I started my pediatrics, I knew I wanted to do cancer. I thought I would just see patients with cancer. But what I realized, and when I decided to come to Lilly, that when I was seeing children with cancer, that I could see maybe 10, 20 children a day. But I wanted to have a job that I could impact millions of people. And the best way to do that would be to come to some place like Eli Lilly, where I can affect medicines and get new drugs for cancer patients around the globe.
What keeps me motivated is cancer is an incredible puzzle that I like thinking about how to solve. And the complexity of the disease never stops being interesting, and it never stops changing. So cancer is something that it'll evolve in individual people, it'll evolve in different populations. It's different in different parts of the world.
Typical day is really trying to remove whatever kind of barriers are in place to the staff that works here to be able to go forward. So we do a lot of laboratory work, we have machines that need maintenance, we have samples that are constantly coming in and need to be accessioned. We have data that needs to be able to go out to get to the teams to be able to analyze and to be able to put in context with the clinical outcomes. So a lot of it is just keeping up on what's going on, what issues people are having, how I can help, how I can make sure that things continuously move through and that work isn't slowed down or stopped.
We start at the very beginning, where we determine which targets we want to go after, which targets we think will help cancer patients, and then moving them into testing to see what the right dose is for the patients and to see if they work. And then we move them into large-scale clinical trials, testing them sometimes in thousands of patients to see if the drug meets the expectations that we have. What really keeps me motivated are the patients. I had the chance to work on one of our launches, Cyramza, which is a drug launch for many different types of cancer. And as we were getting ready to make that drug available to patients, I had several patient families that contacted me and asked if they could get access to the drug, that they had patients with gastric cancer, family members, who they really thought that this drug could be the answer for.
What I'm the most proud about is able to get new cancer medications to people with cancer. I've worked on 5 different medications that have been able to approve for different indications for people with cancer. These are new medications that have been able to help people around the world with their cancer. How do I interact with other researchers? Well, my job has been really to work with all investigators across the company and across the globe to find the solutions to these problems we have. In the past, what I have done is help design clinical studies, working with some of the top thought leaders around the world to find the best approach to address a cancer and what are the biggest needs. Currently, when I'm working with a drug submission, I work with our internal experts and find the data that we have and find the challenges and understand the issues and best present both the positive and the negatives of any clinical study. And with that, use that information to discuss it with Food and Drug Administration about getting our drug approved.
One of the real things that's really special, as I mentioned earlier, is how much we're touched by cancer in our family and our friends. But we also frequently have patient advocacy groups, so we have patients come through and talk about their walk with cancer and their walk with the clinical trial process. And they are so motivated to help us.
I lead one of our new and innovative cancer medicines, and my team is responsible for developing the clinical trials, running the clinical trials, and then ultimately registering the drug around the world, so making it available for patients. We work closely with colleagues across the organization, so I also work on the biology of the drug and how do we understand the biology better.
So our role as a lab is to help find the right patients and match them with our therapies that are going to be working. And the other way, take our therapy and find the right patients for that therapy. And so we're constantly trying to design new assays to be able to identify the patient populations that are going to respond best to the cancer therapies that we have. So we do a lot of development, trying to design new assays and develop new tests to be able to determine who those patients might be, and then run clinical trial samples and compare that to the outcome data.